If you're someone who finds yourself missing lots of putts to the left, this is going to be the tip for you. Now, really common amongst players of all standards to find they've got a bias either to the left or the right, and it most commonly shows itself up in short putts that are straighter, have less break, and it's easier to see the start line, where start line also becomes more of an important factor in terms of holding the putt. Now, the putt I've just hit there, I've tried to demonstrate what some of those key traits would be, and if you're looking to try and improve your short putting performance and reduce the pulls, follow these tips along. I think they'll be quite helpful. So the first thing I would tend to notice would be when a player's positioning their right hand on the handle, for a right-handed golfer here, the hand gets very forward on the grip and on top. So the right hand here too much over, the putter almost being held too much in the fingers. And what this tends to do is straighten the right arm, get a lot of gap in here between my torso and my right tricep, and it also brings my right shoulder forward. So we've now opened our shoulders relative to our intended start line. The secondary cause of that can quite often be that it actually tilts my spine forwards as well. So my sternum, if I stood upright here, my sternum would sit quite nicely above the centre of my pelvis. When I move into this position, my sternum now sits a little bit further to the left. That's what causes the shoulders to be open when we then tilt forwards into our posture here. So the setup fixes there would be to try just to reduce those two factors. The idea there, if we just held a putter out on our left hand and stood upright, try to feel as though your sternum here is directly above your centre of your pelvis, so your buttons on your shirt are above your belt buckle. If you then put your right hand by your side with your palm facing to the sky, the feeling would be trying to keep the arm attached to the body and trying to feel as though we don't stretch the arm forwards and roll the elbow out and the shoulder out to get the hand on top of the handle. So we're going to try to sit that a lot more underneath there. As we now tip ourselves forward into our posture, we should have a much better position here where our upper centre is above our lower centre, and we're taking away that tilt to begin with. Now, when we're in that previous poor setup, what we tend to find there is because the way the right arm's now away from the body, the putter will work very straight and the right shoulder will lift the putter into the air during the backswing. So from the face-on position here, we'll see the right shoulder getting very high, the head tilting towards the target, putter face is now outside and potentially a little bit closed relative to where it should be. So again, we've got more things adding to the pull. So the feeling there from that sensation of the right hand sitting facing towards the sky and then the hand sitting more under the grip than stretching out on top there would be just to feel in the backswing that we let the right shoulder pivot around and behind the body. So we're not letting this elbow work away and the shoulder work upwards. We're feeling as though the shoulder works more around and behind us. So again, down into the golf ball here, the feeling in the practice stroke would be right hand underneath, down to the setup, and feel as though my right shoulder works behind me during the backswing. Coming into the downswing, when we put all those components together, we've got sternum too far forwards, right arm too far on top, putter too high and outside in the backswing. And in nearly every puller, the biggest cause then becomes a big rotation of the shoulders in the downswing, the sternum and the head moving forwards, and there's no chance but for the putter face to close and the path to shift left. And that's exactly what I tried to demonstrate in the first putt I struck there. So again, the fix would be quite simple. We're into our better setup. We're feeling the shoulder move more around the body during the backswing. And the feeling then in the downswing, we try to create the opposite movement of the head staying centered, and from here feeling as though my left shoulder is going to move more up. So my head stays in the middle of my stroke here, and rather than my head moving forwards and around, we're going to try to feel as though my head stays in the middle and my left shoulder moves more up towards the sky. This will encourage the putter to swing much more down the target line and keep the face nice and square. So to simplify that down for you, we're going to come into setup. We're going to feel as though the right hand, right palm towards the sky, and the hand doesn't stretch forward, it just swings and sits more to the side or underneath the handle. We're going to go straight down, which will get our sternum on top of our pelvis. And then once we're into the golf ball, the feeling is going to be that the head stays nice and still and the left shoulder swings more upwards. I think if you recognise pulls as something that's harming your putting, give this tip a watch. I think if you try to incorporate some or all of those components into your putting, we should see start lines improve and more short putts finishing in the bottom of the hole. Head over to Golf Prize YouTube channel where you can find this tip along with a variety of tips to help you improve your putting next time you play.